What's going on, everybody? It's AG here. So USA gets the win here today over South Sudan, 101 to 100, and this game was frankly way too close for comfort. I realize it's an exhibition game, doesn't mean that lot, a lot in the grand scheme of things, but this game was way too close. Like this team had no business playing with the US. They're not a top 10 team. Uh, yes, we still are without Kevin Durant, but they didn't have Bol, and he's going to be out for the whole Olympics, I think. But the way we were playing at first, Bol might have went for 50 on this team, but they've got some NBA players. Like they're talented, but this is a team we're going to play again in the group stage. And again, I realize this game didn't mean anything. It's an exhibition game, pretty much a scrimmage. So it's hard to get up for it, if you're a player. But still, you're going to see this team again in the next week or two. So you want to send a message here, not only to South Sudan, but to everybody that, hey, we're the team to beat. And yeah, they did get the win in the end. All right. But again, it was way too close. And it's not only the players, it's also the coaches. But let's look at the box score real quick, then we'll talk about it a little more. But score wise, like I said, 101 to 100. You can kind of see it here. South Sudan had the lead going into the half, I think by 12 or 14, somewhere in that range. US, as you can tell in that third quarter, really separated. Now, again, not only with the players, but also with the coaching, Steve Kerr and his lineups. I don't know. I realize he's throwing darts right now, trying to figure out a lineup that works. But in that fourth quarter in particular, I realize they played a lot better in the second half, talking about the US. But in that fourth quarter in particular, like why in the closing stretch when they're making that comeback is Derrick wide in the game? Nothing against him. I realize he offers you a little bit defensively, but he's if you're talking strictly from this roster perspective, he's your 13th best player because he replaced Kawhi. And realistically, he's not the 13th best player in the world. Nothing against him, but probably doesn't need to be in that moment. And also, it kind of affected the backups because usually you've got Halliburton running the point, and for a little bit there, they let Derrick White kind of run the point with that backup unit. Uh, and they've seemed to play a lot better when Halliburton's kind of running it because that's kind of what he's going to offer you is a point guard that can actually dish it out. He doesn't offer you a lot besides that. I wouldn't mind seeing. We all know everybody raps about Embiid, admittedly so. I'll be with you there. I wouldn't mind seeing Bam get some run at five. I realize he usually plays him at the four with Anthony Davis. Like they play both of them together. I wouldn't mind seeing them get some stretch of alone time where they're both the five because Bam will kind of do the dirty work for you. He's kind of the only big they have that'll do that. Anthony Davis is probably the most talented, but Bam kind of offers you that dog as the big man that'll do the dirty work, that'll box out, do the little things that's needed. So I wouldn't mind seeing him get some run at the five. But I mean, this team does have a lot of NBA players. Wenyen Gabriel is kind of the main one recognized here. Also JT Thor. JT Thor's a dog in 2K, by the way. But Wenyen Gabriel is probably the biggest well-known name. But we'll see. I mean, they got the win in the end, but again, it was a struggle. I think they've got to figure out this lineup by Olympic time. Now they still haven't lost, so I mean, this is the worst team they've played so far. Probably was playing Canada, Australia, and Serbia. But again, they will play this team again, so we'll see. But and then they get the win, but I think there needs to be some serious adjustments from the players and from the coaches. Players got to have a little more 1-2, but obviously that's going to come when the Olympics actually start. They'll play a little harder probably. But what did you guys think of this game? Let me know down in the comment section. Subscribe for more.